Hey, good day to you. Welcome to RFD, Illinois. I'm Rita Frazier.
I'm DeLoss Yankee. Hello there.
Hello. Do you use chapstick?
Ooh. Occasionally. Wintertime, most likely. Haven't in quite a while, though. How about you?
I do use it.
Yeah?
Not as frequently as you say, during the springtime, but, one can get addicted to that sort of thing.
What about suntan lotion?
Yeah, I use that. I use sunscreen.
Yeah, sunscreen?
I'm an older, so I have to.
Gotcha.
Well, like yesterday, we sat outside for an outdoor meeting, and I did get a little sun.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Without sunscreen.
I like to get sun early and then maybe deal with it later. But my grandpa would actually go around with actual lotion. He
would?
He didn't have suntan lotion, but I can remember him with actual lotion. Just to keep your skin moisturized.
I don't know if we talked about this, but my grandpa Herbie, he believed in those long sleeve, the white, the long sleeve shirts and the big straw hat and everything.
He always had a straw hat and he always had a long sleeve shirt. Even with overalls, he would have a long sleeve shirt.
They were smart.
I specifically remember doing a project and then my mom took a picture for 4-H record book and all that stuff. And here I was in a t-shirt sweating and there was Grandpa in a red long sleeve shirt under his overalls. I'd like to see that picture.
Overalls. Can we see that on Twitter tomorrow?
Oh, I'd have to search. I'll see.
John Sullivan, Director of Illinois Agriculture. The latest from farmers around the state and markets and weather coming your way.
Farmers value clean water, and every day they're working to leave the land, air, and water in better shape for their families, neighbors, and future generations. In recent years, federal agencies have muddied the waters with overreaching rules and regulations that are more about controlling land than protecting water. The new Clean Water Rule announced by the Environmental Protection Agency and Army Corps provides clarity so farmers can comply with the law while protecting the environment, growing crops, and tending livestock. The new rule would end years of uncertainty over where federal jurisdiction begins and ends. Now is the time to make your voice heard. Text WATERS to 52886 and support the new Clean Water Rule proposed by the EPA and Army Corps. Don't wait. The 60-day comment period has begun, so text WATERS to 52886. Contact your local county farm bureau for more information on clean water and clear rules.
Welcome back to RFD, Illinois. I'm DeLoss Yankee. Today is the 10th. The comment period deadline is the 15th. It's right around the corner here. We're talking about the proposed Clean Water Rule, which was announced a couple of months ago, and you can make your comment heard in one click. Simply go to fb.org, the website of the American Farm Bureau Federation. And right on the home page, you see, take action, take a stand for clean water and clear rules. And have your voice heard about this. Simple as that. Again, the deadline is the 15th on the comment period toward the proposal of the new Clean Water Rule. The 5 members of the Crop Watchers 2.0 team have checked in for the week, heartily greeted the warmer weather and sunshine, with some hoping to give fieldwork a go before the next weather front moves in. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Colby Hunt farms in western Illinois and expects to drop the planter for the first time this week after finishing chores to fine-tune some new, recently purchased equipment.
We just finished spraying some rye cover crop. Give it a little nitrogen. We're going to harvest it for seed for production next year. We got new tractors this year, and we're trying to figure out some GPS stuff on them. We've got some communication issues, that sort of thing. Stuff will get figured out. We also got new sprayers this year, some Rogator sprayers. We did some training last week on them, getting ready to roll.
Lucas Roney represents Central Illinois on the 2.0 team. He and his family planted winter wheat for the first time in more than a decade. Roney spent time over the last week checking its condition as well as the performance of cover crops that he planted.
So this is the spot where I worked the ground last fall with a scraper and filled in some of these gullies, and as you can see, the water washed them out again. I tried to plant some cover crops, some cereal rye, but it was so late it didn't really get established very well and wasn't able to hold everything in place. You can see there are places where it did hold, but for the most part. The worst parts of it washed the seed away and didn't work so well. But we'll keep trying and try to conserve the soil that we have here.
You can hear more. Check out videos and photos from each member. The Crop Watchers 2.0 team recently posted online at farmweeknow.com. Now, back a little bit to that next weather front. Talked yesterday with freeze notice meteorologist Dan Hicks. You'll hear from him in just a little bit. He had some very concerning outlooks about what's to come, especially in South Dakota, just in the next couple of days.
This storm is a little bit reminiscent of one that occurred back in the early part of March, where intense low-pressure tracked from Kansas northeastward toward Wisconsin, and we had rain and thunderstorms on the warm side, heavy snow and blizzard conditions on the northwest side, and certainly parts of northern Wisconsin, Minnesota, South Dakota, Nebraska, eastern Wyoming are going to be the areas that have the heaviest snowfall, and it wouldn't be out of the question to see as much as 20 to 25 inches of snowfall in parts of South Dakota. And with that intense low, probably 30 to 40 mile-per-hour winds with higher gusts, so certainly it's going to shut down travel across some of the far northwest parts of the Midwest and some of the northern half of the plains through the end of the week. Farther south and east in the warm air, we'll be dealing with some spring-like showers and thunderstorms across more of the Midwest from this system.
2 feet of snow in, 24 hours, 36 hours?
Probably not much more than 24 to 36. I mean, it may actually end up being some, some possibly record April snowfall. We've had storms in the past that produced very heavy April snow. We have, of course, a lot of warm, moist air more available in April than during the winter time, and when you collide that with the Canadian air, sometimes you do get these major early spring storms which produce quite a bit of snow, but some areas may be pushing records for April snowfall totals by the time the week is out.
That's freeze notice meteorologist Dan Hicks. By the way, the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, 9 times in their history have had snowfall of at least 9 inches in April, and 2 of those occasions even came the final week of April. We'll get Dan's forecast for Illinois in just a few minutes. Factory orders declined in February. It's the 4th time in the last 5 months there's been a decline, which reflects a slowdown in the economy that started in late 2018 and has continued into 2019. Rita's up next on RFD, Illinois.
As you prepare for planting season, remember your neighbors. Whether you're an applicator, grower, or beekeeper, use FieldWatch to register your farm and monitor for sensitive sites around you. FieldWatch is a free, easy-to-use online mapping tool. Consulting FieldWatch is now a requirement for the over-the-top use dicamba products. Communicating with your neighbors will help you protect your farm and the environment. Don't wait. Go online to fieldwatch.com. Growing agriculture, we grow best together.
Attention corn farmers. Your corn checkoff dollars are working with the U.S. Meat Export Federation to grow red meat export volumes. Because when we're exporting beef, we're also exporting corn. The beef industry consumes 28% of all corn fed to livestock, plus additional corn in the form of DDGs, a co-product of ethanol production. Now that's what we call working an angle. Your checkoff is working corn from all angles. Because of the Illinois Corn Marketing Board, your profitability is our bottom line. A message from the Illinois Corn Checkoff.
Now the easy and fastest way to order ag parts is with Sloan Express, America's ag parts supplier. Simply put, Sloan Express is a lower price alternative to original manufacturer parts. And now, free shipping on orders over $195 right to your front door. Plus, we offer free shipping to 20 Sloan locations. Enter code RFD10 at checkout and save 10%. Get your free catalog online at sloanex.com or call today.
We're back here on RFD Illinois. I'm Rita Frazier, a conversation with the Acting Director of Agriculture for the state of Illinois, John Sullivan. Things are going well, and we have new fair managers named in the state.
But overall, things are going well. One of the responsibilities of the Department of Ag is to oversee the Illinois State Fair and the Du Quoin State Fair, as well as oversee the county fairs and horse racing. But recently, last week, announced new state fair managers for both of those fairs, so we're excited to have that that process completed.
And Kevin Gordon in Springfield, how did you make your selections? And, what did you need from these individuals?
Well, I kind of believe in trying to do as much research as possible before I make a big decision. And I felt like both of those choices, the fair managers, is a big decision because the fairs are very visible. They're very out in front of the public's eye. And so I thought it was important to know what kind of criteria, what are the qualities that a person would want in a fair manager. So what I did is I reached out to a number of former fair managers over the last 3 or 4 administrations, and talked to them and just quizzed them. What did you do right? What would you have done different? What are some of the qualities? And then I also reached out to people in the communities here in Springfield and in Du Quoin and talked to them. What some fair managers? What did you think of how they did their job? And ultimately on Kevin Gordon here at the Springfield State Fair, my decision there was, number one, is everybody, I think almost without exception, had good things to say about Kevin, about his leadership style, and that he got in there, he did the work, he worked well with people, he worked to find solutions to problems. He just a lot of positive comments. And so so when I sat down with Kevin the first time I talked to him, we just had a general conversation about the fair, and then I contacted him back and I said, Kevin, I feel like I'm the one that's inexperienced here, right? So as a director, I don't have any fair experience. I said, I'd like to get a fair under my belt, fairs under my belt, and then I'll have a better feel of what we need in a manager. And so I asked Kevin, I said, would you consider coming back on a part-time basis and manage the fair for this year, for the 2019 fair? And Kevin, took a little time to think about it, but he came back and said yes, that he would. And so, make a long story short, he was announced last week as the 2019 fair manager, which I think the reception has been very, very good.
And Josh Gross down in Du Quoin.
Yep, so Josh is currently the Perry County clerk, so he's an elected official. He's run countywide down there twice. So when his name was presented to me as somebody that would be interested in it, so I sat down with some of my staff here and sat down with Josh, and we had a couple of visits. Just really an impressive young man. His experience, he spent, quite a few years in retail management responsibilities. He's managed people, budgets, and just a very common sense type of an individual, and really I think somebody that is going to do a great job in leading the Du Quoin State Fair. So just really thrilled, and I'd say overall the response with regard to the choice of Josh as the Du Quoin State Fair manager has also been very positive.
I'm excited for both events for sure. Back to the legislative of the spring session, you mentioned to me that the industrial hemp rule, things are happening on this day that we're talking on the 9th of April.
Yeah, so this day that we're talking, at 10 o'clock this morning, I'm headed down to the Capitol, and the industrial hemp rules, the final rulemaking, which the Department of Ag does, we have presented those rules to the JCAR committee, and JCAR stands for the Joint Committee on Administrative Rules. And that's a legislative body made up of House and Senate members, both Democrat and Republican, and they are the agency, the entity that finalizes the final rules that the departments send when there's a bill passed. And so our hemp rules are in JCAR this morning. We've taken comments on the rules. We've made some adjustments, and now the committee, the JCAR committee, hopefully, and I feel pretty positive about this, they will sign off and say, yes, your rules are good. We can live with them. Then if they do that, the next step is they have to be sent to the Secretary of State, and the Secretary of State will, basically put them into the proper form, I guess, as to where they, for them to be accepted and available for public viewing. That's the Secretary of State's role. And then that's the final step. That could very well be done this week. So we are ready. Hopefully, maybe next week, certainly by the end of the month, we're going to be ready to accept applications for folks to start planting hemp this spring.
The other thing that makes this week so important for you, confirmation hearing on Friday morning.
Yep. So Friday morning is my confirmation to be confirmed as the director of the Department of Ag. So the Senate Executive Appointments Committee meets Friday morning, so I will be down there, and I will sit at the table, the witness table, and they will ask questions of me or my background, and then they will take a vote on my appointment, and if I pass, which I feel fairly positive about, if I pass, then it goes to the full Senate, and at some point they will vote on my position here as the director, and then I will no longer, after that happens, I will no longer have the acting title. I will be the director of the Department of Ag.
John Sullivan, acting director of agriculture for the state of Illinois, as mentioned earlier, going to the Capitol there yesterday on the JCAR meeting, and they did indeed pass the final rules. So the guidelines for industrial hemp in Illinois have been approved out of JCAR. More news on that issue throughout the week. Right now, though, we'll break for markets and weather.
With the RFD Ag Market Summary for this Wednesday morning, I'm Jim Taylor. Corn steady, beans steady, and wheat ending Tuesday lower. May corn closing at $3.60 unchanged. July corn unchanged, $3.68.5, and September corn $3.77.25 unchanged. May beans closing at $8.98 3/4 unchanged. July beans $9.11 3/4 unchanged. August beans up 1/4, $9.17.5. May wheat closing at $4.59.5, down 5 3/4. July wheat down 4 3/4, $4.64, and September wheat $4.73. Down 4 1/4. May bean meal $3.0910, down a dime. May bean oil up 16 cents, $29.04. In current electronic overnight trading, May corn up 1/2, July corn up a penny, September corn $3.78 up a penny. May beans in the overnight down a penny, July beans down a penny, and August beans $9.17.5. unchanged. May wheat in the overnight down 1/2, July wheat down 3/4, September wheat up 1/4, $4.73 1/4. In the outside markets, June Brent crude oil $70.61, that's down 49 cents a barrel. The June gold contract up 20 cents this morning, $13.0850. In the livestock market from Tuesday, April lean hogs $78.52, down 7 cents. May lean hogs down $3, $86.45. April live cattle $125.90, up a dime. June live cattle down 22 cents, $120.35. April feeders $146.15, down 57 cents. May feeder cattle down 40 cents, $150.17. Cash livestock at the Fairview sale barn this week, steers $134.50 the top, and the Illinois direct barrels and gilts trading firm on Tuesday at 48 to 56. That's the RFD Ag Market Summary for this Wednesday morning. I'm Jim Taylor for the RFD Radio Network.
Good morning, this is Dan Hicks from Freeze Notice Weather with the early morning weather update on the RFD Radio Network for this Wednesday morning. Most of Illinois had a dry, mild day yesterday with highs in the 60s and 70s. A few spots in southern Illinois were around 80 degrees. Scattered showers and a few thunder showers developed over the central and northern counties overnight as a new storm system begins to take shape over the plain states. Greatest coverage of rain and thunderstorms the next 24 hours from this system will be in the northern half of Illinois, while farther south, coverage of any showers the next 24 hours will likely be fairly spotty. Daytime highs will be in the 60s and 70s over the northern half of the state today into tomorrow, with 70s and low 80s in the south. As the storm system begins to move farther eastward, greater coverage of some showers and thunderstorms will make a return to southern Illinois tomorrow into tomorrow night. As the system moves eastward and northeastward away from the region, windy cooler conditions will push eastward across the area later Thursday night into Friday. Rainfall amounts in the 1/4 to 1 inch range will likely be fairly common across Illinois from this system through the end of the week, although some lighter amounts are expected in some west central and southwestern counties. Only a very brief dry time is expected behind this system, as another storm system will be developing over the south-central part of the country by Saturday. This will spread some rain northeastward across the Midwest for Sunday into Monday. A few spots in the Midwest may see a little bit of rain-snow mixed with this weekend into Monday system, as cooler Canadian air will be in place as this weather system moves northeastward. Drier weather will again return to the region behind this system for a few days early to mid next week. 6 to 10 day rainfall will likely average at least normal here in Illinois, with 6 to 10 day temperatures averaging near to a few degrees below normal. Once again, this is Dan Hicks from Freeze Notice Weather.
Farm, family, food. Those three words best describe Illinois Farm Bureau. Farm. For 100 years, Farm Bureau in Illinois has represented and served the men and women who make Illinois one of the top food-producing states. Family. At the heart of rural Illinois are traditional farm families who work together through Illinois Farm Bureau. And food. Farm Bureau families are proud to grow the healthy food they provide their families and yours. Farm, family, food. The heart of Farm Bureau in Illinois.
Warmer weather means a longer honey-do list. Your county Farm Bureau can help you stay on top of your project list and save you money along the way. A Farm Bureau membership offer includes discounts on equipment and supplies from Grainger, plus free shipping on all standard Grainger products. Browse thousands of items from landscaping equipment to power tools. Anything you need to get the job done, Grainger has it. Not a Farm Bureau member? Call us at 309-557-2689. Or visit Illinois Farm Bureau online and join today.
RFD Radio Network's DeLoss Yankee connects rural routes for you. DeLoss delivers essential farm and food-related news to our listeners. His witty voice has been heard on the air for more than 2 decades. Here's a bit about his rural roots.
Growing up on a farm prepared me for my career. I try to know a little about a lot of things and let the people I interview be the experts. I've always wanted to be on the radio. I'm just happy to do what I enjoy.
Be it routes or roots, RFD Radio, FarmWeekNow.com, and Farm Week keep you connected.
If you're in the mood for some sprucing up, you're in luck. From big to small or farm to front yard, your Illinois Farm Bureau member discount from John Deere is ready and waiting to help. It's easy to think green when it's the Rewards Loyalty Program with savings on equipment, special parts, and home and workshop products. Whether your tasks involve mowing, planting, or cleaning, you'll be set for whatever your work requires. All you need to do is sign up, have your membership number handy, and go to johndeere.com/Farm Bureau.
Hey, that's all the time we have for this edition of RFD Illinois. Thanks for spending some time with us this morning.
That's right. We salute a community.
We do.
See if we say this right. Oquawka.
Oquawka.
Oquawka, village in Illinois in Henderson County. Population 1,300.
We say hello.
And I hope you're dry. Send us some pictures from up there right off the Mississippi River. Sponsored by Country, your farm is your family's legacy and part of your hometown heritage. While you work sun up to sundown to get the job done, we're here protecting the things you love every step of the way. Country Financial. Learn more by visiting countrycrop.com.
For Jim Taylor, I'm Rita Frazier.
I'm DeLoss Yankee. Have a great day.